It's cracking, y'all. I am Jackson Tolbert, the man behind Busy Fit Blueprint, and I'm just going to get straight to the meat and potatoes. So, why am I here? I want to give you the tools to play your sport better, perform on the job better, move however you want to, and whenever you want to. My niche? I think it's a niche. I use bodyweight training to make pain-free movers in no more than 30 minutes. So little to no equipment needed, no more than half an hour, and personalized coaching that suits all of your issues. Disclaimer, I do not have all of the answers to the universe, but I am an A-certified personal trainer and a collegiate athlete. So, I'm the mule, and essentially, you guys are going to be milking the fruit of my labor. That's how you say that. So a little bit about me. During my freshman year, which was of high school, which was during the 2020 COVID pause, I tore my ACL and meniscus playing basketball, just fooling around with some neighborhood guys. And little did I know what kind of road was waiting ahead for me as far as recovery. Now, when I came back, I got cleared around 7 to 8 months later, but I was nowhere near what I expected I would be athletically around that time. By that, I mean I felt heavier, slower. I was bigger and I was stronger because I spent a lot of that time during my rehab working on being bigger and stronger and actually trying to get more athletic. But actually, I felt unstable. My joints felt achy. I had tendinitis in several different spots in my body. And I just wasn't as confident as I once was. And I felt like I didn't have control over my body, which is essentially what athleticism is. It's how well you can coordinate movement. So, long story short, it wasn't up about until my sophomore year, end of freshman year of college, when I got recruited to actually play football. Basketball is my first love. Football is the game that loved me back. That I ended up buying into working on my body the way that it's supposed to be worked on. So I went and tried everything, icing, compression, even messed around with some red light therapy, cupping, things of that sort. Couldn't find anything that would help the results stick. No deep tissue massages, no chiropractors. The only thing that made my training stick was this kind of training. So that's where my 3 principles of training come from. Awareness, breath, and attention. Simply put, awareness is your ability to feel what's happening in and around your body. That's the very thing that actually becomes your suit of armor when you're playing your sport, when you're at work, when you're just walking, when you're sitting. Anything, every element of life requires some sense of control of self in terms of your body. Next was breath. I had no idea how broken my breathing patterns were, and it was affecting every aspect of my life. I couldn't focus. I woke up with brain fog, went throughout the rest of my day feeling heavy. I felt fatigued 5 minutes into training or into my sport, and it used to bug me for the longest. And it wasn't up until about a little under a year ago that I actually figured out how to use my breathing to increase my quality of life. And I don't just mean quality of life as in making me more comfortable. I mean my quality of life as it affects my ability to focus and be more productive with work, my ability to play my sport at a high level, and to make better decisions. Lastly, I had intention. That's my dog. Mayo. He's barking at the water. Lastly, we had intention. Intention is basically how I integrate those first 2 principles, awareness and breath, into movement. And essentially how well I can tap into the details of a movement. By the way, the movements I choose to do are not complicated by any means. They're not super difficult. They're challenging. But cognitively, they shouldn't be super difficult. For me, I figured out how to make them work into any goal that I want to accomplish, whether that's to get bigger, stronger, faster, etc. My goal personally now is just to get as athletic as possible, to get as strong as possible. That's it. As athletic and as strong as possible. I'm not really worried about the scale or, really my aesthetics. Those things kind of follow the better that I master these principles. So on this journey, you guys are just going to be pretty much following me, watching what I do in my everyday life. A lot of this is educational, but a lot of it is also just humanizing knowledge, right? So essentially, a lot of this is just you guys following what I do on a day-to-day basis. I'm just one of those people who I really obsess over the details and really master my craft. I was walking my dog this morning, and I just did like 3 sets of push-ups and squats with, the principles that I just spoke about. And that's how I started off my day. So you guys are going to see a lot of that. But I'm not going to really overcomplicate anything. Just here for you guys to see what I'm here to produce. As far as my goals, they say you're not supposed to tell people about all your plans. So I won't put everything out there. But what I will say is that I want to help a lot of people who are in my situation, which is a lot of athletes who put in a lot of work, train really hard, and put in the hours and put in the time, the nutrition. If you're taking supplements, whatever it is, you're taking your protein shakes, you're doing your weightlifting, getting sleep and recovery. But sometimes that's not enough to move the needle, especially when you don't have the knowledge when it comes to things like these. And trust me, you are not the only one. If any of what I just listed is things that you've experienced or are experiencing. So that's what I'm here for, is to clean that up for you the best way I can. If you actually want one-on-one personalized coaching, you can also hit me up. We can definitely get that in. Just disclaimer, I'm not really expensive. I just definitely really want to help people accomplish the things they're trying to accomplish. My goal here isn't to restrict you for what you can and how you want to train. My goal here is actually to help you build a base so that you can train however you want to. If you want to lift weights, you can lift weights. If you want to do a whole bunch of cardio, you can do a whole bunch of cardio. I'm not a person who does either of those things, but if that's something you want to do, this training is going to give you the ability and the freedom to do that as much as you want to. And if you're a sprinter, whatever it is, you golfer, whatever, this training is going to help with whatever, because it's going to give you a foundation, a base to move and operate from, and that's going to translate to every other facet of your life. So I'm not going to hold you guys super long. I just wanted to give a brief introduction. I'll be posting here. Still trying to work out the kinks, but definitely every week, and at least 3 times a week. So you guys stay tuned, tap in, like, comment, subscribe, and man, let's do this journey together. I can't wait to help you guys. I'm also going to be helping myself because this training helps me as well. So you guys just stay tuned. Let's change the game.